What do you want?
The views and opinions expressed in the following podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the DVM Production Empire. That's how you know it's good.
You're listening to the DVM Production Empire. DVMPE. Now celebrating 10 years on the air, online, and in your ears.
My God, has it been that long?
Join the millions of subscribers and be a part of the Empire today at www.dvmpe.com.
Hey, Rowdy. I'm glad you could come in for this meeting. I'm hoping we can go over the show and kind of figure out what it is we're gonna do for it's such a big day. I know.
It's a big day back in a real market.
Yeah.
A real market.
And I'm really happy that we finally found a spot that
Morning
can
drive time.
ignore all of your previous incidents.
Yeah, I know. They must not have internet or something.
But it is a really important day in our nation's history.
I know.
And I need you to understand that the previous honorary celebrations you've done have been kind of inappropriate.
Oh, yeah, inappropriate. I get it.
Okay.
That's why I cleaned myself up, Connor. I don't know why you're still here.
I appreciate that. I feel there's a moral obligation to society.
I totally moral obligation.
Try to rein you
obligated
in a little
morally. Let it rain. Yeah.
Okay, so if you could just walk me through the memorial that you have set for that day.
Okay, well we're gonna open with a sound cue about the news in the morning. It's very somber. It's very appropriate.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk to the child of the first responder who is now gonna be a firefighter. It's a great story.
It is a great story.
Great story. And we'll go throughout the morning drive time. We'll do the traffic, and then at the very ending, we'll just do the musical tribute.
You're going to do a musical tribute
I'm going to do a musical tribute
to 9/11.
I'm going to do a musical tribute to 9/11.
Okay. Normally, I would just say no, but as you said, you have changed, and I want to give you a chance to really show me that you are willing to be respectful. So go ahead, if you could, walk me through your idea for a musical tribute.
All right, well, we're going to open with the White Stripes. We all love the White Stripes.
Okay, I don't know why we're gonna go there, but do you have an idea of which song you want?
Oh yeah, it's one of their best songs.
Okay.
It's "Fell in Love with a Girl."
Okay, so right off the bat, it's
all about love, Skyler.
I understand there's love, but I was hoping
the girl is America.
Maybe if we could not have songs with like anything around falling in the title, like fell.
But it's America. That's why. So you're telling me I can't go to my next song?
Well, what's your next song?
It's all about America. It's Free Falling.
Oh yeah. I mean, like 4th of July, that song would be great.
Well, it'd be great.
I just
it's all
think
about being free.
I understand that. I think you should be free to find maybe a different song.
Okay, then we're going to go after that. I'm going to go to Falling by Alicia Keys based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Okay, I don't think she wrote that song.
Whole title. After that, we're going to go to a classic, Can't Help Falling in Love.
Elvis?
No, UB40.
Oh, then no.
Yeah, and then Fall Out Boy.
Okay, that's just the band, though.
We're going to play them all.
We're going to play the Fall Out Boy discography.
That's right.
In the one morning show?
And then we're going to finish with Wrecking Ball. You know the lyrics. I came in like a wrecking ball. I went and declared jihad on y'all. You know,
I think you heard a different version of that song.
I think that's what she says. I always thought it was like a little inappropriate, but
okay, we're definitely not going to play that song though.
Fine. Okay, then what? So I can't play Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh my God, no!
It's all about. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Connor.
We can't talk about
Connor. Why not, Connor? It's all about feeling better. They got knocked down, and then they got up again. You're never going to keep me down. I'm America. Ugh, fine. I can tell by your face. We're just going to play Toby Keith.
Thank you.
And his cover of Chumbawamba. What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Talking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear. And we read the stupid so you don't have to. And we're back.
And we're back.
The overrunning theme of season 5 is, oh no, we weren't able to record again.
Yes.
That's just like the ongoing thing, thanks to everything in the fucking world going wrong.
My board fried.
Yeah, the board that we've been using since day 1 of the podcast has shit the bed. Mm-hmm. We're now using a whole new thing.
It's a whole new thing.
A whole new thing. A lot smaller, a lot easier to work, way less convoluted, and we know the exact same amount about it as the other board. So
right. Perfect.
We are smart.
Before we get started, would you like some Teddy Grams?
Oh, no, I'm good.
I have a whole bag of them.
Yeah, I'm wondering why you waited until we were on microphones to ask me if I wanted a crunchy snack.
Because I love Teddy Grams.
You know what? You and your Teddy Grams
Dude,
can go fuck yourself.
I've had a resurgence ever since my hernia surgery. I wasn't able to eat for like 12 hours. And then they're like, here. I go, these fucking Teddy Grams? I haven't had Teddy Grams in forever. And they were awesome.
So it transports you back to the day of like, back the last time I had Teddy Grams, there was no hernia surgeries.
That's right. Back in my
Ever
day,
since I stopped having Teddy Grams, I've needed hernia
kicked out of America. No. But yeah, it was, hernia was just the place where He-Man was from. It's from Eternia.
Oh, Eternia. I'm like, oh shit. Why can't I think of it? I know it rhymes with hernia.
Hernia.
That's when you get it on the internet.
I have a tear in my intestinal tract.
Ooh. It's like, I'm going to need you to come into work. I have a doctor's note.
And my doctor asked me if I needed a doctor's note. You don't realize, like, how little you do.
Yeah.
Like, I do all right. I make enough money. But how little you do when they're like, all right, so no lifting of anything over 50 pounds. I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah, groceries get delivered.
Sure. Do you need a doctor's note for anything?
Oh no, I'm a piece of shit.
No,
But it's like, you know what?
I don't. Yeah, just in case.
Yes. Give me 2 of them.
I do not foresee myself exerting myself for the next 4 or 5 weeks. So
yeah, but if you get pulled over, then you can say, "I'm sorry, I have a hernia."
I have a hernia.
You don't understand.
I will not be able to.
This is oppression.
And I need to drive fast.
I have to drive fast because
I'm intoxicated.
Yeah, I'm not drunk. The hernia's drunk.
Only thing that I only came close to having to lift up something heavy was when Preston jumped on me on stage.
Oh,
and after I put him down, and I go, what operation did I just have?
Facelift.
And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Wait.
You're going to rupture and die.
So hernia means I can't jump on you.
Yeah.
Can I hit you with my car?
No. Damn. You're not supposed to.
This is like the most restrictive surgery you can have.
I know. It's terrible. I feel so oppressed. But yeah, the doctor's like, yeah, just make sure you don't lift anything heavy or do anything really strenuous.
And yet you have a gallon-sized bag of Teddy Grams.
Well, that's just a gallon. That's not it's not over 50 pounds.
I'm sorry, I'm just not used to the weight of a gallon of Teddy Grams.
It's a good amount. I mean, it's the bag's half empty, so it's a half gallon.
It's enough to get you home, but not back to work the next day.
And they're the honey ones. I forgot I wanted cinnamon.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna go buy a cinnamon one. I'm gonna intermix them. It'll be honey cinnamon Teddy Grams.
Oh. Watch out.
Because it was funny because the lady was like, because essentially when I let everyone know that I was alive.
Why not the chocolate ones?
They didn't give them to me.
Naperville, huh?
Yeah, Naperville. Edwards Hospital.
I'm sorry, did you say Edwards Hospital?
Edwards. They did give me a lot of pain pills.
Yeah?
A lot of them.
Before the surgery?
Yes.
They're like, here, go crazy.
Go crazy.
We'll find you.
Grind them up and snort them, it'll work faster. No, I got a lot of painkillers, and I was just like, I think I took them like the first day, and then I just took like extra strength Tylenol.
So you didn't even finish them?
No, there was like 20.
So?
No.
It's fun to dream in colors for a week.
There's an opioid crisis, Bear.
Yeah, but not over 20.
Look how I took to Teddy Grams. They gave me one bag of Teddy Grams post-surgery, and I'm a half gallon. How do you think I was going to do to Norco? I was a grown man in the middle of the night at Myers scoring a box of honey Teddy Grahams. Like, hey, man, you got cinnamon? Fine.
You got some tiny delicious.
It took so fast that I was like, oh, can I have another one? She handed me 2 more bags, and I looked at my dad. I go, put those in my bag.
Quick, put it in your purse.
Quick, put it in your purse.
Yeah, I think next week I'm going to have another hernia surgery, so if you can just get like a basket of those ready.
Basket of them ready. No, the fun thing is they kept asking me over and over, like why I was there, what my name was.
For Teddy Graham.
No, for like the surgery.
Oh.
Like every stage of the way, they'd be like, Aaron, what's your name? And what kind of surgery are we doing today?
Ooh.
And I was just like, and my answer got better and better as it went because I learned more and more about like what it's called.
It's like you were workshopping the material.
Right.
Did it on stage a few times.
By the time I got to the HBO special, then they put me out unconscious. And it did not feel like they were prepared at all, let me tell you right now, because it looked like the operating room was cluttered as hell. It's almost like they had just moved in.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because they're like, in case we need anything, it's here.
There's a bless this mess on the sign right below that says...
Right. But I would have liked a little bit more feng shui, I think.
Right.
You know, it's
maybe
just...
the Babbling Brook instead.
And then they're like, now get on this narrow-ass table. I was like, I'm not an alien from a fucking crash. I'm like, the tables could be a little bit bigger. No?
Maybe like a lemon-scented one.
Yeah, please.
How long did it take?
Whole thing took like 3.5 hours.
Like the actual surgery, or from like the second, like, all right, we're gonna roll you in now, and then they roll you like
so I got there at 10 o'clock. I was in surgery by 11:30. I was out of the hospital by 3.
And hopelessly addicted to Teddy Grahams by 3:01.
Addicted to Teddy Grahams. Get out of Teddy Grahams.
God, I hope they don't give you a follow-up.
Oh, I know. No, the follow-up was, yeah, that looks good. Good thing I came in.
And you hold your hand out, you're like, snacks?
Right.
Like, oh, sorry.
Just reminds me of and then they kept asking me why. My dad goes, it's so that you don't get the wrong surgery and whatever. They want to make sure and everything like that. It just reminds me of one of my favorite jokes is when the guy wakes up from surgery and he's like, it's like, well, your sex change operation has gone amazingly. It's like, I was here to get my appendix out. What do you mean my sex change operation? Ma'am, you're hysterical. Calm down.
Speaking of people being hysterical.
What? Segue.
There was again, since we're so good at keeping up with current events, when they're current, and then, surgeries and then board malfunctions make it not current. A while back, a little bit ago, there was a resurgence of this post that someone put on Facebook lamenting childless couples going to Disney World. Did you remember seeing this thing? Yeah.
I have a whole Disney World story, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm glad, because we're going to get into it. So I'm going to read this in probably the best, most accurate voice I've ever done.
Okay.
I hope you're ready for this magic.
It pisses me off to no end when I see childless couples with
What? When I see childless couples without at Disney World, I can't even do the voice because she doesn't. She's not even writing in English.
Is that Smeagol?
No. Well, I mean, it's like if Smeagol got a hold of like a helium balloon. Disney World is a family amusement park, yet these immature millennials throw away their money on useless crap. They have no idea the joy and happiness it is to mothers who buy their babies treats and toys. They will never experience the exhaustion that it is to chase a 3-year-old around and getting stares at, assuming I'm a bad mother. This cunt in some very slutty shorts was buying a Mickey pretzel, and Aiden wanted one, but the line was very long, so I said later, and it broke his poor little heart, and he cried, and I wanted to thank that fucking pretzel. I wanted to take that fucking pretzel from that tramp, like, thanks, bitch, you made my son cry. Too many emojis. Disney World is for children. People without children need to be banned. Mothers with children should be allowed to skip over the line. You have no fucking idea what it's like to have to stand in line for 3 hours with a cranky, tired, exhausted toddler.
And I can't just tell him that we can't do something because it's his vacation, too. I fucking hate childless women with a burning passion. Too many emojis.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she did name her kid Aiden.
Yeah.
So we should have seen this coming.
I completely and wholeheartedly disagree with her.
Okay.
Because
how dare you?
I do not believe that Disney World is for children at all.
Ooh, interesting take. What do you decide? What's the line of a child? Like, obviously, you're like, oh, well, a 3-month-old isn't going to understand that. He just
no, they don't
goofy.
fucking care. And then you're just going to be pushing around a stroller. Well, you're not pushing around a stroller. Your dead-eyed husband is pushing around a stroller, wondering why he's been working so hard just to go to fucking Orlando. Because the kid doesn't care.
Right.
The kid will be... When we went, Preston and I went over the weekend we were in Tampa. And I feel like I have to sneeze. Driving me crazy. Just thinking about it makes me sneeze. No,
like one of the dwarves.
So
dopey.
That's the one.
Oh.
I just noticed these kids are riding around in strollers while playing tablets, and I caught like a glimpse of one of the tablets, and he's watching a Mickey movie.
What?
And I'm like, Mickey's right fucking here. He's right here, kid. Look, Mickey, he's right here.
No.
Let alone. Are you familiar with the Country Bear Jamboree?
By name, and it's like, isn't it like an animatronic bears that play band, kind of like the Chuck E. Cheese band?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's definitely that. It's kind of like a Grand Ole Opry version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Or Showbiz Pizza. Only it's highly inappropriate.
The Country Bears?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Highly inappropriate.
Like sexual or
yes.
Like what?
Yes. I'm sitting here watching, and really a lot of it was like, let's go see the Country Bears. Because one, it's the Country Bears Jamboree, you gotta go. And two, because anywhere air conditioned is just the best.
Right.
Because you are in fucking Orlando, and it sucks.
The middle of a park surrounded by other people.
Right, and it just sucks. So we're like, we walk into Main Street, and we walk to the middle of Main Street, and by that time, I'm already like, this sucks. Now, granted, we got special treatment at Disney. We happen to know someone who worked there.
Oh.
So we were able to do a fast pass scenario.
Scandal.
And we were able to get in for free.
Wow.
So we had some like.
So you took Aiden's fucking pretzel.
I took Aiden's pretzel.
Tramp.
And I wiped my ass with it.
Because your shorts were so slutty.
We did see some like slutty ass shorts, and I was like, "Go get it, girl, Disney." Anyway, the Country Bear Jamboree is an entire thing. It's like a bunch of they come up in different locations. It's all very like ganky old like animatronics, like It's like the power up is weird. Not to mention, there's three. I think it's a bear, a deer, and a bear, a deer, and a moose heads on the wall that come alive and sing, which is, you just want to be like, it's like, where's my body? I'm just a head. But the one that gets me, there's two, actually, was at one point in time, essentially like the star of the show, she comes down on a swing, and she's singing a relatively suggestive song, and at the end, she says, come up and see me sometime. And I'm like, so I'm supposed to go fuck this bear? Like, what are we talking about, Disney? The other one, and she's not just talking about a visit. I know your skeptical look. She doesn't want to just hang out and play cards. The other one was the three sister bears, who are a musical act.
Okay.
And the chorus to their song is, the boys that turned me on, turned me down.
Okay.
Come on. I'm like looking, and these kids are like, oh, look at the bears, and but I look at Preston. Preston's like, I do not remember it like this at all. But it was highly inappropriate. The only people that really like Disney is that bitch who wrote that thing.
Dude, I have this mindset of anyone that's super into Disney is not the kind of person I can stand to have in my life in any way, shape, or form. Like, there's nothing wrong with liking Disney, liking stuff that they make. Like, it's all about. But when it's like you try to get the Mickey ears in your driver's license photo because it's your life.
Well, I'm just saying. So definitely the family dynamics I saw was kids don't give a fuck. They're on their tablets, on their phones. They don't fucking care. The husband is wishing he still had his money.
Right.
Because it's $100 for a kid. I believe $120 for an adult.
For the day? Oof.
If I wanted to, I can't remember the number. I can't remember the, like, all expenses paid, trip, like 7 days, like fucking in the, like stay in the castle was like an unbelievable amount of money. I could find it. It's definitely worth noting.
Well, I have another article here from someone that's actually agreeing with this woman.
Oh, okay, well, great.
This is some like old man yells at cloud type situation. Because he's saying like the usual complaint for people born between 81 and 96, remaining constant 12-year-olds is that the behavior amounts to self-infantilization and a lifelong immaturity that bleeds into basic decision-making, getting jobs, paying bills, and staying alive. Basically, by staying a 12-year-old and being obsessed with Disney, you are ruining your life. You are not enjoying the thing that you like. You are ruining your life. And to be fair, if you are an obsessive fan of Disney, you are ruining your life. It's the worst thing ever. How dare you?
Definitely.
You should like the things that I like. But so he's talking here about the pricing on everything, and he says it currently costs $109 per day to visit one of Disney's 4 parks, $650 to $4 for a 6-day trip. Yeah. Hotels in Orlando will run you about $150 a night, so that's $750 for 5 nights. Average airfare to Orlando is $260, so that's $1,600 before you even had any food.
Is that just one person?
Yeah.
So times that by 4. I got 4 people. I got 4 kids. I'm a husband. I've got my fucking Disney crazed wife and my 2 fucking kids who don't care about any of it. Good Lord.
I mean, it's a lot of fucking money.
Well, the ones that, and it's the moms too, because you see them, they're marching down fucking Main Street and they're got with their goddamn ears on, and with the kids and the dad in tow. And my other favorite thing is they fucking dress accordingly. So, like, he's got a Mickey shirt on, she's got a Minnie shirt on, he's got a Peter shirt, she's got a Wendy shirt. Yeah. One guy had it full out on the fucking nose. It said, "I work to support my wife's Disney habit."
Yeah, but again, that's another shirt that people made to cash in on other people's Disney. Like, if I would make some bootleg Disney merchandise.
Here's the worst part. The very worst part.
The slavery?
Well, no. Well, yes. No.
Yeah, you just said it. Slavery, not the worst thing. Patrick Newsom, 2019.
We're walking through the street, and at some point in time, I see someone has dropped a backpack in the middle of Main Street.
Oh, God.
And I'm like,
look. Like a straight-up backpack? Or
like a straight-up backpack.
Okay, so it's kind of hard for it to just fall off a stroller or something.
And I'm like, why is there... You drop a backpack in an airport? Are you fucking kidding me? Why is Main Street Disney apparently the safest place on earth? And they're like, oh, don't worry, someone will come and locate it. I'm like, where's security? And then the worst part ever was we decided to leave like right before the fireworks. Like, in my opinion, the only reason to watch the fireworks is to see like what cool things they're like projecting onto the castle. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
But at the end, Tinkerbell like zip lines from the top of the castle.
Ugh.
Right?
I hate zip lining.
That's the other thing, is the people that work there, I swear to God, they put lithium in the water. Because you gotta be peppy as fuck. And like, so we went to go see Cinderella. Because Preston's mom, who's a Disney person, and his sister, a Disney person. Preston comes from a Disney family.
And then he's guilty by proxy.
Right. Like, even his dad's a Disney person. Like, his dad, when when he retires, he's going to get like, they're going to go, he wants to go on the Disney cruise and get like, when we go on the Disney cruise, it's going to be like 3 presidential suites, and like, that's going to be like his present to himself for retiring. At any rate, she said, it's your niece's birthday. Go get a video from Cinderella. So we fast pass through the line, 3 grown men.
You son of a bitch.
Walking through the thing. And she comes up and goes, oh, would you guys like to come stand over here with me? And I'm like, yeah, just press it. I kind of push him. Towards it. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I don't need to go meet her. And because it kind of had this like...
We have an issue.
It kind of had this like strip club feel. Like, you know, when you're there and the girl's like, hey, want to come sit over here with me? It was kind of like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Want to come to the Imaginarium with me?
And then the weirdest part, so I look to my right, and there is I always forget her name. There's another princess sitting there, and she's wearing all red, and I'm like,
Carmen San Diego.
No. Okay. I don't know who she is. And I was like, I looked at Preston's friend, and I go, who the fuck is that? And he goes, that's Elena of Alvincourt. And I go, who the fuck is that? And he goes, I guess she's got a TV show, and she's like the Latina princess. And I go, she didn't get a movie? And he goes, no.
They gave her a telenovela?
She was like straight to DVD princess.
Ugh.
I'm like, come on, dude, don't even give her a movie. How does anyone know who she is? And so we got caught on the way out. We kind of got caught on the way out by her. She wanted someone to come and stand, and then they have to take the photo and the whole thing, and hopefully we'll want to buy the photo. And
she's got like a quota, like you gotta get a certain amount of pictures.
God, I got so many photos to get, or else they're gonna send me home. But but I'm like, I don't know anything about her.
They put you back in the vault,
right? You do not want to be in the vault. But she's like talking about topiaries and like going to the ball and what color will we wear, and I'm like, I don't fucking know you. I did not grow up with you.
You're trying to do a bit. I don't know the bit. I'm sorry.
Know the bit.
I'm sorry.
I don't know
You're
your
gonna
work.
have to give me a little bit here.
Oh my god, it's just the
Do you
worst.
have a Cliff Notes thing you can slide me real quick? I'm like, oh, I too enjoy topiaries.
And I would like to be dressed in red like you. I don't know.
At the topiary dance.
Right. But the other thing I noticed too about it is like...
It's your way of saying you want to buy a bag. I got some topiaries.
Even though we had Fast Pass, we did go on Pirates of the Caribbean. But that's super janky fucking Showbiz Pizza like animation, and people love it, and they just sit there and they're, oh. Other thing, Splash Mountain has the Brer Rabbit thing. When you go through it, you go through the Brer Rabbit with the bears.
Sure.
Uncle Remus somehow is nowhere to be found. A lot of shoving things up bears' asses in that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Just bear sodomy?
The bear and the fox, because the whole story just seems ridiculous when he says, like, from what I knew, that they wanted to eat him. But he's like, oh, please don't send me in the briar patch, with a very inappropriate tone of voice. Song of the South.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. You do too. You shut up.
What? No.
Zippity-doo-dah. It's terrible. At any rate, I still don't understand the story, because as far as I knew, they wanted to eat him, and he's like, please don't throw me in the briar patch. And they're like, ha, we're going to throw you in the briar patch.
Right.
Turns out he lived in the briar patch.
Oh, so they just I don't want to go home right now?
It was tricking them. But I'm like, if you wanted to eat him, why'd you throw him away? But yeah, throughout all the animatronics, like a lot of shoving up bears' asses and whatever. Preston and I were in the first car on Splash Mountain, which was terrifying, because you look at Splash Mountain and you realize Splash Mountain probably hasn't really been, the hardware hasn't really been changed since it opened. Space Mountain is the only thing space about it is that it's black and vast. because it's super dark in there.
There's a lot of porn videos that can be
a lot
space
of porn.
mounting then.
But no, there's a whole lot of it's a whole lot of dark, and you're on this on this roller coaster, and you're just like, where's the space? There's no space. Like, do a light show. Like, even the demon at Great America had that like flashing lights moment. Like, can we get
I get an app on my phone that has a little bit of a light show.
Yeah. It just seems to me that it's extremely overblown.
Well, here's the thing, though,
and it hadn't changed since I had been there when I was 12.
But
that's my point.
Why would they change it? They don't have to. People still come back.
Well, that's my thing.
It's not like if they upgrade Space Mountain by putting in a light show. It's like, oh, Disney attendance has risen 1% because we put in extra flashlights.
Right. That's my thing, though. That's my thing is that
I'm like, their money on
once
Star Wars,
it literally had not. The only thing that really changed was for some reason Captain EO is gone. Captain EO is a 3D movie starring Michael Jackson.
Oh, I know.
Okay, but some people go 3 times a year.
Oh, more than that. There are people that like the obsessed ones that live near. Always they'll go any chance they get. Where it's like, I'm bored, I want to go to the mall. Like, I'm bored, I want to go to Disney.
I used to go to Six Flags like that. We had the summer pass.
Yeah, well, that was like you spend.
I think
like $80.
$80 for the summer,
and then you can literally go to the same theme park every day
if you wanted to. But by July, we were bored. I remember we drove all the way out there, and one day we were just like, let's sit in a gazebo and hang out. And we didn't go on a single ride. We were just hanging out.
Guys, wouldn't it be ironic? We just go to the theme park and don't enjoy the themes.
Yeah, we just didn't care. But yeah, no, it was.
The real theme was the friends we made along the way.
And they ended up paying $20 for a burger. You know, it was just the way it was.
That sounds exciting.
Coolest thing was the Muppets were there. I saw the Muppets.
Like the real Muppets? Or just puppets?
No, like they were in like the City Hall. And they were talking about our government and everything like that. And then, but they were up in the balcony and it was cool.
Was it like they were just going the whole time, or was it like
it's like an hourly show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We did go through Epcot, and the only difference from when you're 12 years old to when you're 40 years old is if you really wanted to, you can get fucked up in Epcot.
I mean, you can get fucked up as a 12-year-old too.
True. But
you said earlier there's an opioid crisis.
There is. Teddygrams everywhere.
Half-eaten Teddygrams.
But
about.
Yeah, that's what that woman's pissed about. She's pissed that she has to wait. It doesn't matter about her fucking kids. She doesn't care about her fucking kids.
And the thing is, if it would have been full with the exact same amount of people, but it was all families,
still waiting.
It'd be something else. It'd be young people need to get out of the way, or what are old people doing here, or
do not bring toddlers here. There's nothing they can do.
What's the appropriate age you think you can bring a child? Like, obviously, every kid is different, but they all suck to some degree. But, like, what's the...
I think my nephew Matthew's 10.
Yeah.
And I think he's at the right height. He might be a little under.
Well, I'm
you
talking
could ride a ride.
Right, but you don't even necessarily have to go there to ride a ride. Like, if you want to go there to just have the kids experience, like, the magic that is Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, but
if they want to go meet their favorite characters, do you think 6 is fine if you want to bring them there? And
I think so. I think 6. And then they got to at least know.
Yeah, I'm not talking like you have to go and be able to ride all the rides physically.
No, but you know what? You're paying for them.
Yeah, you're paying for it, but it's like you want to give your kid... Like, is 4 too young?
Yes.
You don't think that 4-year-old can maintain any kind of a memory of one time I met Mickey and it was great and I didn't do drugs and I lived a successful life because I got to go to Disney when I was 4?
How much do you remember when you were 4?
I remember going to Disney.
You remember liking it? Because I was just about to say, because if you went to Disney and you were 4, it has zero bearing on a successful life.
How dare you? I'm not hopelessly addicted to Teddygrams.
I'm just saying.
Like some people.
I'm just saying.
Some Teddygram eating motherfuckers.
I don't know, I'm just saying.
Eating Teddygrams, oh shit. How fuck dare you? I tell you, bro. You son of a bitch, what you crunching here? So speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yar.
Do you remember our old friend Amanda Teague? Amanda Teague. Now, maybe you'll recognize the name of, I don't want to say her counterpart,
Is this the woman that was in love with a ghost?
That married a ghost.
Oh my God!
She married a 300-year-old pirate ghost named Jack.
Yes,
she worked as a Captain Jack impersonator. God,
why does that have a ram in my head? That is horrible.
Because we've talked about this woman and, I guess her spiritual best friend, Amethyst Realm. They don't know each other, but they're the one. They're the one too. When it comes to we need a story about someone doing something inappropriate with a ghost, we go to these two ladies because they are stealing the headlines from hard-working other people trying to fuck ghosts. You know what I'm saying? We got all these ghost hunters. We got people doing exorcisms, but then we only got a couple of them fucking the ghosts.
Right.
So they dominate the news cycle. But the problem is Amanda Teague, who is she's from Northern Ireland. Well, unfortunately, while they married in 2016 in international waters, so the marriage could be considered legal, she ultimately had to exorcise him because he tried to kill her. How dare you laugh at domestic violence, you monster!
Sorry.
This is a serious problem.
Swear to God, Jack, I will exercise you so fast.
Ooh.
That is not what my mom sounds like. How dare you? If I ask you to ghost out the trash, you ghost out the trash. I am not a bitch. I'm not.
Ooh.
You said you would never talk about that.
Ooh. So she got into spirituality in 2010 after her son died. You know, the 5 years after which Jack reached out and presented himself, which just sounds like it's a ghost Me Too waiting to happen.
Yeah, right.
The ghost just shows up like, hey.
So we were there, and he just reached out and presented himself.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, man. If you could just describe this individual, so we can try to get out any kind of information, we can track him down, and we can arrest him, and we can bring him in. What is this? You said his name is Jack?
His name's Jack. He's got really long hair.
Jack's got really long hair. What color hair?
It's kind of like a blondish brown because it's been bleached by the sun from like swashbuckling.
Okay.
And then he's got a kind of like a vest and a puffy shirt, and he wears a sash, in which he has a cutlass that he uses for swashbuckling. He's some.
Was he
boots with the giant buckles on them?
I'm sorry, Amanda, if you could real quick.
Need buckles to swashbuckle.
I understand that.
Otherwise, it's just swashing.
Are you saying that he was dressed like a pirate? Was this around Halloween? This wasn't recently.
This is in March.
This was in March.
He is a pirate.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah. Is he like an impersonator at an event?
No, he was born in like the 18th century. I know he's older, but yeah, he's essentially a pirate, or I like to think of him as a privateer, which is essentially a pirate that was paid by somebody.
Okay, so I'm going to have to tell you that trying to file a false report is a crime.
It's not false. He's a ghost.
Okay, ghosts aren't real.
That is untrue. That is untrue.
Okay, well, prove to me there's a ghost. Is there a ghost in here right now?
There is a ghost in here right
what does a ghost in here right now look like?
It looks like your mom.
How dare you! It's like... I'd like to report a crime. What, your mother? You fucking got me. Sick burn.
Sick burn.
I'm gonna arrest you, but...
Wicked sick burn.
Got me. Ooh.
Johnson, you hear what she just said?
No, what'd she say?
She said that I was like, you're going to report a crime?
Yeah.
She said your mom.
God, she got you.
I know, she's totally arrested.
You gonna shoot her, though?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. After a couple of months after the wedding, Amanda started noticing her health was declining. As it turns out, being married to a ghost is a bit taxing. And then it went on for almost 2 years. She said her health kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point where she ended up with sepsis last year in June, and she almost died, and she had to have emergency surgery.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she said she knew all about spirit attachment and possession and was convinced her husband was using her for her spirit.
Ooh.
I know. You should have gotten a prenup.
Always the way. Holler, we want prenup. Ooh.
She said Jack was basically an energy vampire. Okay, so now he's a vampire?
That's a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing?
Yeah.
Show me in this room where there's an energy vampire.
I've been working with him.
You son of a bitch. Preston's a good
years.
person.
He's not here.
That's what.
No,
Hold on.
that's a real thing. I mean, it's a real term.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Yeah.
Because, like, Sasquatch is a real thing. Oh, no. It's a real term. So.
Sasquatch is real.
Well, if you listen to a few episodes ago, we went in on some people who thought so.
Right?
So Jack was basically an energy vampire. When we die, it's normal to stay in the earthbound realm for a period, but when spirits stay around too long, they need an energy source. And she's becoming Canadian. And unfortunately, Jack was using me as an energy source. He had never accepted his own death, so he wanted to continue living through my body. So he never accepted his own death. Well, maybe it's because he had a wife nagging him, saying, "Why don't you clean up their bedroom? I'm always the one doing the yard work. When's the last time you got the
holes in my good sheets? Ooh, those were 300 count.
Those were my straw sheets.
Damn it. That's Egyptian cotton. Well, you just hear about it, like, from time to time. You start dating a guy, and he just, like, sucks everything that is you.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, you're a ghost.
God damn, I hate when that happens.
I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, you hear
That's why you need to have your own things.
Mm-hmm. When they talk about, oh, he ghosted me.
You need to have a spin class.
Energy vampire.
Pilates.
Motherfucker.
Froyos with the girls.
Taking away my sunshine.
Get some smoothies.
You can't handle this amazement. Trying to hold me down. Hold yourself down. Amanda said there were a lot of red flags towards the end of the relationship, including her rapidly declining health.
Ghost.
And so shortly after her life-saving operation, she realized she had to divorce her ghost husband. So she exorcised him in December last year, which I think is just, okay, if you're going to divorce him, fine, but exorcise him?
Right, give him a chance to go out and have a life of his own.
He's on the lease, too.
I mean, if you divorce him, if you exercise him, you don't need to divorce him.
Right.
I mean, it's like just going that extra. Like, that's how
right, but now
that's how over that relationship is.
But now how is she supposed to get married again because she's forever married to this ghost? They never got it officially taken care of.
Here's the thing.
What?
Nobody believes that she's married anyway.
It happened in international waters, which means it's for
real. So there's a dolphin that's like, "Do you hear what this bitch is doing?"
Okay, and dolphins are smart.
I know, and they're like, "That bitch is crazy. There's no such thing as pirate ghosts."
I believe there are.
Well, yeah, it's a real thing. I mean, well, it's a
real
real
that
term.
song? It's like, ooh, I believe there are pirate ghosts.
Is that R. Kelly?
No.
Oh.
I think it's Michael W. Smith?
Oh, yeah.
Or
Michael McDonald?
No.
I believe there are pirate ghosts. What was that like, having like my pirate ghost imitation, Michael McDonald imitation, like right in your ears?
It's a bit weird. It is interesting because now that I have to wear headphones just to monitor the recording process, I hear it so well, and it's also only coming into one ear.
Yeah.
So it's like someone coming up behind you doing a Michael McDonald, and you're like, ooh.
I'm gonna do that from now on. You'll just be standing there and be like, "Hello, bear."
it's only in my left ear.
Yama be there. I want Facebook comments from everybody about how good my Michael McDowell imitation is. Anyway, go ahead.
What if it's Michael McDonald as a ghost?
Woo! Do woo woo boo.
pretty presumptuous.
Yabba-boo there.
So marrying a ghost is pretty strange, right?
Oh, yeah.
What if?
I mean, you hear about it all the time.
What
Apparently.
if? What if?
I've been hearing about it for 2 years.
What if you can't find a ghost that will accept you, and you still want to get married?
You want to live that ghost marriage life?
What would you do if you're like, okay, well, I can't find a person to marry me. I can't find a ghost to marry me. I should definitely marry what? What do you think?
Sounds like a cat lady story.
You are so wrong. It's obviously a dog lady story.
Oh.
God, you're so stupid. Former swimsuit model Elizabeth Hode wed her 6-year-old golden retriever Logan on television show in the UK. She's from Ascot, Berkshire, who was a swimsuit model in the 80s. And after a slew of unsuccessful dates over the years, which she estimated to be 221 dates, she gave that specific of a number for her estimated. Man. Are you looking her up?
Yeah. First of all, the weirdest thing about this story is that fucking thing she's wearing on her head.
That's her son. So after all these 221 unsuccessful dates, man, I feel like a couple of those could have ended in a hand job. That's a pretty big success. And giving birth to a son who's now 25, she decided the only man she could count on was her dog, Logan.
She is definitely 80s hot.
Oh, very much 80s hot.
Yeah, like, what's her name from Weird Science?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name right now.
I can't remember her name, but, I mean, she was hot in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you look at it now, and you're kind of like...
Oh, Phyllis Diller.
That's it.
Okay.
Is it Kelly LeBrock? It's Kelly LeBrock. Kelly LeBrock.
I'm so proud of you for thinking of that. She said, all I have in my doggy cupboard, I promise to give to you. I mean, she's 49 and marrying a dog. She's going to be an old-ass woman in my head. She rescued Logan just a year ago, so she found this dog, trapped him, made him fall in love with her via Stockholm Syndrome, and then forced him to have a public marriage so he can't tell his side bitches, nah, baby, it ain't that serious. It's like, we saw the wedding, Tim! You're not wearing a ring, but I could tell that collar was given to you on a special day.
Yeah, I think he's wearing a top hat. He's just kind of like, after this, we're going for a walk.
I had so much peanut butter this morning.
Oh, my God.
She let me just clean out the jar. It was great. She's like, my vagina's the jar.
No, that's not how she sounded.
My vagina's the jar.
Now she's an old lady with no accent.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right?
If I can maintain...
Her vagina's the jar. Coming up live.
He's singing into her vagina, eating peanut butter. Shouldn't be.
Jiffy, Michael McDonald, choose Jiff. Nom 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 nom. Anyway.
So he had a traumatic first 4 years being locked and beaten in a utility cupboard. And he said,
all right, I'll marry you.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
No, she rescued him from that cupboard just so she could promise everything in her doggy cupboard to him. Which is, it's like, hey,
want to get that doggy
hey
cupboard.
girl, anything in my doggy cupboard I give to you. What's a doggy cupboard? Bitch, you should know.
Oh.
Who's a good dog? So he was beaten the first 4 years of his life, and then he had to get married on television. So I don't know which part of his life has been worse.
Right.
She said after being unlucky in love, she'd given up on finding the one. She said, I tried every app, Millionaire Match, Tinder, but it don't have any luck. maybe it's me, she asked herself.
Probably is.
Well, I mean, you are the kind of person that's like, oh, I bet I should marry a dog. I wonder why people aren't like, oh, I can't wait to take her
I can't wait to take her out of somewhere.
I bet she's not going to be weird at all. She's like, why don't you just come over to my place? She's like, I'm not into threesomes like that.
Right, I'm sorry.
She complained to the host that older men want the younger women and vice versa. But she added that respect for her son had prevented her from dating younger men.
Oh, so good for her.
Yeah.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah, could you imagine embarrassing your son like that?
I mean, like,
ugh.
Honey, I want you to know.
Yeah?
I'm never going to replace your dad with another man.
That's just so heartwarming to know that you loved him so much and you respect him to not just drag his name through the mud by marrying someone else.
Side question, though.
Okay.
How do you feel about Sparky?
Oh my god, I love that dog. I'm so glad you have that dog in your life. I could tell he just lights up your world.
I want you to know that he likes you too.
Oh, I like him. He's just so great.
He was interested in taking you to a ball game, you know?
Well, I think that there's a bring your dog to the park days that we can do. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd
be great.
Just the two of you.
Yeah.
And he just wants to, like, you know, get to know you.
Oh.
Because he's going to be your dad.
What?
What?
You said he wants to get to know me so he can be my dad?
Yeah, he's going to be your dad.
I don't understand. How can a dog be my
He's
dad?
Be your dog dad.
What? How can a dog be my dad? Is this a Shaggy Dog scenario? Is that Tim Allen?
We are getting married.
You're marrying Tim Allen?
Yeah.
This is the way you tell me you're going to marry Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I'm going to marry the dog. It's not as bad as you think. I'm going to marry the dog. They had words, and that's what happened.
She said she's had younger men asking her out, but it's just not right. A brief relationship with a man she met online who turned out to be married was the last straw for her. That's when marrying her dog started to sound more and more like a viable option.
I am not some crazy person that breaks up homes. I'm just going to marry my golden retriever.
The neighbor's dog is furious.
What?
That bitch stole my bitch. She said, after that, my friends who previously joked about marrying Logan, my dog, became more serious, and I thought, why not?
Yeah, why the heck not, right? Dear Lord.
And she was asked about why it's, this is such an extreme leap from human men to dogs. She defended herself by saying, it's not just me. I met with 10 other friends a week. We go on lots of trips with our dogs, and I'm not working at the moment. So my friends are like, why don't you just marry him? like,
I mean, if you had a job.
How much do you hate your friend to be like, I don't know, why don't you marry a dog, idiot?
If you had a job, I'd be like, no, don't do it. But since you're, you don't have a job currently.
You have, I don't know, literally nothing going on.
Yeah, so why don't you just go ahead and marry your dog?
Why don't you draw some ire from the community? Maybe confuse your son.
Yeah.
Just ruin everything. It'll be great. Remember how you were single before? You're definitely single now.
Right? That's about it. Don't worry about it.
So like I said, they did it on British daytime television show called This Morning.
Oh God! And you had to bet the fucking call on that one. Hi, I represent. What was her name? What was her name?
Elizabeth Hode.
Hi, I represent Elizabeth Hode. She is getting married.
Oh, well, we haven't heard from her in a long time.
Yeah,
so I guess
so
what's she up to?
Well, she's getting married. Like I said, I thought you'd like to know.
Okay.
She's thinking about using your program to get married on. What do you think?
Oh, she wants to be married on the show.
Yeah, she wants to get married on the show.
Well, we are a daytime television show that has nothing going on. So sure, let's just have let's just have the ceremony for someone that hasn't been relevant in 30 years.
Good. I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
The only
we'll
thing...
just go ahead and sign the contract before we learn anything else.
Right, definitely. And then you'll have to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
So sign. So
I always say sign when I'm signing things. So that's how you know it's real.
All right. And by the way, she's going to get married to her golden retriever. What?
I mean, it's great trashy television. If you're a producer and someone's like, hey, I got an idea for a segment. Dude. And like, what? Right. What segment do you have? Like, that's not just fart in a can and see what it sounds like.
So this old supermodel, you know, what's Kimberly Hode?
Elizabeth
Hode? That's her name.
Yeah.
She's going to marry a dog, yo.
I'm sorry, you said she's going to marry a dog?
Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, dog.
Okay, she's going to get a 4-hour block.
Over the course of 3 days.
The entire... so the wedding ceremony between her and the dog, as Logan walked down the aisle to a live rendition of Paul Anka's Puppy Love. The ceremony was officiated by former Big Brother contestant Alison Hammond.
Of course.
Who gave an address filled with dog puns.
Of course.
And the UK Love Island winner Kem Cetinay served as Logan's best man, holding his leash throughout the whole affair. Logan was dressed in a tuxedo and top hat for the occasion, and Hode sported a white wedding dress.
Then Logan started to hump his best man's leg. He's like, no, you're ruining this beautiful moment.
It's just like the last 4. Well, we can go away from outlandish marriages now to just outlandish
behavior.
Oh, I guess behavior. It's more of outrageous technical advances that have tricked people.
Needed like an echo there. Outrageous technical advances that trick people.
So there's a Chinese vlogger who called herself Your Highness Chao Bulu.
Sure.
She was a very famous streamer. She was getting a lot of money, just people donating, because people donate money to vloggers, like people that are like live personalities on Twitch. So they can do the live stream now, so people can be streaming their entire day for like 8 hours.
I keep telling my mom she should do that. My mom
She should stalk people on Twitch?
No, she should have a Twitch channel. My mom is, as of last week, the #1... She's like #1 Elder Scroll player on the North America.
Is it because no one's playing it anymore?
No, she's just ranked. For a while, she was the #1 healer in North America.
The fucking funniest thing would be when people realize
that it's 65-year-old.
Like, oh my god, the #1 player. I can't believe it's got to be like the best. You know, there actually is a YouTube channel of like it's like a gaming grandma, where it's a little old woman that makes videos about the Elder Scrolls.
I told my mom she should have one and call it Elderly Scrolls.
I think it's already been done, but
is it called Elderly Scrolls?
I don't know if you're allowed to, just for copyright reason. I don't know.
2 words? They don't know the word
words.
elderly and scroll.
But in conjunction.
Just saying. At any rate, go ahead.
So, she was the victim of a technical glitch that exposed her lies to the world. So with all the different apps and everything that there are now, you can do all of this manipulation of your face. So like if you look at the apps that, like, just look at anyone that takes more than 2 selfies a week and puts it on their Instagram, you can see that there's definitely filters at work here. This woman had active live filters for her live streams that would work. So when she's on camera, she would appear to be this a younger, more attractive
version of herself.
Yeah, and she went from, it's gonna sound mean, but from like an 8 or 9 down to like a normal middle-aged woman.
Oh wow! How could that have sounded terrible?
That doesn't spend 1,000 hours on herself.
That's right, you middle-aged women. There's no way you could be an 8 or a 9 in Bear's eyes.
I said the average.
Average elderly women, middle-aged women.
Have you seen average middle-aged men? They're also everyone just looks older.
Yeah.
You get people go out in the sun a couple times a year. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, your face is gonna forever look like a baseball mitt.
Your face looks like a handbag.
Yeah, and she's like, oh look, I've never seen the sun, and yet I have clearly all the vitamins I need from how shiny and radiant my skin is. You're lying.
Liar.
Look like a normal person. You are not a ridiculous supermodel. You're just a person. Be a person, but you can't just be a person anymore.
Right.
You have to be a ridiculously over the top. Like your chin has to be smaller and tucked in. Your cheeks have to be sucked in. So she's got all these filters. She looks like a completely different person.
Right.
Every single aspect on her face is altered. So she's on a live stream with another person where they're just having like a conversation, but they're both on their own thing. Like they're both like a Skype session essentially.
Right.
And at one point, she turns her head in a way where the filters don't register, and you see her normal face, where she just looks like a normal person. And instantly just... like...
Is it like that meme of like the big
everything.
nose thing, and it's like she turns her face, and it's like, whoa. Is there another meme?
I don't know what you're trying to reference.
I can't remember what it's called. It's fine.
She initially had a follower count of over 100,000 people on her streaming site.
And then they were like, she's normal.
And saying
everybody flee.
She used filters on her face for her appearance. And she had been renowned for her, quote, sweet and healing voice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she had been worshipped as a cute goddess by some members of her loyal audience, with some fans giving her more than like $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so these people they'll get obsessed with live streamers, and they'll donate $10,000-$15,000 in efforts to be like, well, if I just give them my money, they'll be in love with me. And that's a whole thing. If you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, just Google like people obsessed with live streamers. It's people that are normally obsessed with anything. So, like, someone that's obsessed with Disney, you're like, oh, this person's a psycho. Imagine them being obsessed with just one person. I think
it's just an aspect of, like, hitting those things. Like, what are people watching for? Why are they watching? Like, we know someone who does YouTube vlogs. Not naming the name. But she will start in the morning.
Do I know this person?
You do. You better. She'll start in the morning with her in her pajamas. Check. She's a vegan, so she eats something. It's normally like a noodle dish. Check. You know, I mean, it's like whether she's doing it on purpose or whatever, but there's an aspect of these people pick up things that they like to watch.
Yeah.
And then if enough people watch it, then you can monetize.
It's like ASMR for life.
Yes.
Of like, oh, here it is, another video of this person with their morning routine. So it's like I'm waking up with them and having our morning routine.
Right.
And so July 25th is when this first happened, the joint live stream. So her fans urged her to show her face and remove her filter, but she refused. Instead saying, I can't show my face until I receive gifts worth 100,000 yen. After all, I'm a good-looking host. So which is why I don't feel bad about ragging on her. Followers began to send her donations, with the largest reported to be 40,000 yen during the session. So it's just under $6,000 of real money.
Right.
At some point, you know, the filter stopped working, and everyone saw it. She noticed it only after people who signed up for her VIP access started exiting all at once. Like, everyone that paid to be the VIP chat room all of a sudden just dipped. And she's like, what happened? It's like, oh, we caught you. Caught you in the lie.
Yep.
Many of her original followers, including men, are saying to have stopped following her and withdrawn their transactions after seeing her true identity.
Oh, man.
Most commentators said her followers were gullible, superficial, and deserved to be tricked into parting ways with her cash without first verifying her identity. And she has since suspended her platform because she didn't want to deal with any kind of fallout. And everyone knows if you screw up, if you just instantly go into hiding and never address it, things definitely go away and always get better.
Totally.
What do you think about someone using filters to hide themselves and people giving them money? Do you feel bad for her fans?
No. I mean, I take half a dozen. Sometimes, if I'm able to take like a dozen photos a fucking night, sometimes with people, but and they do the whole here with the thing and then the filter and look at that and there's hearts and then I'm like that's not what we look like. That's not us. You know, you're essentially lying. You know, you're putting it up there, and you know that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big Snapchat fan, but occasionally, like I literally use Snapchat for like, look how stupid this person's being.
I like to post pictures on Snapchat with filters to make me look worse.
Right.
I mean, like, why would you take Snapchat seriously?
I don't know. People do.
The only thing that I can see as a serious model for Snapchat is people who use it to sell, like, nudes. Like, you can buy access to my premium Snapchat. Okay, well now it's a viable business model. It's not just here's my boba tea that I had today. It's not like the other boba tea I had yesterday. This one's different.
Well, it's the same thing with like TikTok. Have you played with TikTok at all?
I mean, I've seen some really killer videos come out of TikTok.
I mean, well, they definitely take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And effort to do it, and I get it and everything like that. But in the end, it's like
it's Vine with a little bit longer leash.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of like most of them are like high school girls doing whatever.
Yeah, those are.
And I'm just not really. I don't know.
That's why I don't actually have the app, but like I'll look on YouTube for like the best of compilations or shit like that, because that's where people will they'll find a comedy one,
right,
and they'll save it and try to put it elsewhere so they can also get views off of it. But then I'm not sifting through 1,000 hours of mindless dribble. I'm like, I want to see the Nutshot compilation. I want to see.
Right. Well, my ex-girlfriend Andrea from college, got me on it, and like we'll do like funny duet videos together.
Sure.
And literally every time I'm literally sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And it's in black and white. Yeah. And every video that I have is like that. I am not doing.
You're creating a brand, is what you're saying.
There you go. I'm not putting effort into it.
No, you are cultivating a brand, and you are nailing it.
Yeah, no. But the only time I look at it is when she's like, "Okay, I did a new one. Let's do another one." I say, "Okay, it's fun." There you go.
Are you going to share your TikTok name so our listeners can check it out?
Absolutely not.
How about you just tell me right now into the microphone, and I'll just like.
Just don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I'll close my eyes when you say it so they won't hear it.
Honestly, I think it's probably like Patrick Newsom. Honestly, I don't think.
Wow.
I don't
know. What a bold choice.
Yeah, I know.
Was fuckface taken? Wow, and now you're just opening it up to all the sounds.
Yeah, it's literally at Patrick Newsom.
I have solved the case. It's at dumbass.
Right?
Actually, at dumbass is
better. Yeah, it's just.
I see one with color. You fucking liar.
No, that's her.
And
then those were my first ones.
In color.
Those were my first ones.
Those aren't on brand. What?
Before I learned I could make it black and white.
It's like you're not even trying to maintain a certain level of professionalism on TikTok.
I know.
Speaking of professionalism, you want to go play some mini golf?
Always.
Okay, then how about we go to Britain's Rochester Cathedral, where they have a mini golf course installed now.
Seems far, but we could do it.
Well, I mean, it's a medieval house of worship as described here, but then they decided they were going to add a golf course to try to, I don't know, boost ratings. Like, we need to get more people into church.
More people need to find Jesus.
What do people in 2019 want to do in order to be closer to Jesus?
Fucking putt-putt.
Okay, we're going to come back to that. There's got to be better ideas amongst all these people in this room, we can definitely think of something.
Trying to get a ball through a windmill on putt-putt.
Okay. We keep on falling back on the putt-putt. I'm hoping if we have any other ideas that are not based around a ball going through a windmill or anything like that to get the youth of London back into the church.
Jesus.
Okay, we have that.
While playing putt-putt.
You son of a bitch! Reverend Rachel Phillips, the cathedral's canon for mission and growth, said it's hoped visitors will reflect on... It's hoped that visitors will reflect on the bridges that need to be built in their own lives and in our world today.
And getting the ball over it on the first try.
Because the course runs along the central nave and features 9 holes designed like bridges, which is intended to teach young people about engineering and also the spiritual overtones. When I play mini golf, I always look at the banks and the obstacles and think, this is just like Jesus wanted. He's here with us now. Get out! I'm playing. You can't cut through yet, you son of a bitch. Now this river is kind of like the cleansing that symbolizes. I paid full price. I can take how long I want.
All right, I guess I gotta get this. If I get this, I beat you. Are you ready?
Well, in the eyes of the Lord, we're all winners on this day.
Except if I get this in right now.
Okay,
Hold on.
but the monkey on hole 7.
God damn it! What, Reverend? What? You sneezed on purpose.
I call that divine intervention.
I call it your fucking allergies, Reverend. Are you happy now? God damn it! This is bullshit. What am I, Judas? Is that it? What?
Ooh, I'm just saying.
He had some points.
Yeah, which made his score go higher, which is why he lost.
God damn it. that Cedric the Entertainer bit about why black people can't be why they can't be golf announcers. It's like, Tiger Woods hits this, he will be the champion. God damn, I thought you had it. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, oh man, I don't know where the bit was going, but I hope he didn't go a little aggressive and you were just like, oh, I get to say the N-word now.
Never.
Because he said it and I'm quoting Cedric the Entertainer. So I'm allowed to. Speaking of things that you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
You know you're allowed to complain when there's a bite taken out of your sandwich from McDonald's?
Well, you should be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you did it.
Well, there was a statement that was released by the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Where's that?
Indianapolis.
Okay.
So, the customer in question is they call him DJ. He's a regular at McDonald's on the Westmore Street and Holt Road. He ordered a McChicken, fries, and cookies, but suspects someone took a bite from his sandwich before he completed the sale. He says,
That bitch.
I started to warm up my McChicken, and I noticed several small bites. I know I didn't eat it. No one else was around. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to McDonald's and see if they can get that taken care of.
One of those energy vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Was it one of those energy umpires? They taking away your energy that comes from that chicken sandwich? Do you think it might? I know that one guy got divorced. Maybe he's living with you now.
Eating your sandwich?
You got you got an energy umpire? What you got? What you got there? You got what you? Come on.
So he is a local law enforcement officer. So he said, I went down to McDonald's and talked to the supervisor. She offered me some free food, but I didn't care anything about it. I just wanted to find out who the person was, and then deal with the person in an appropriate way. So you got a police officer coming back down to McDonald's saying, I'm here to deal with someone because someone took a bite out of my sandwich. Now, the following statement was released as an update, saying last week a Marion County Sheriff's Office employee purchased a McChicken from the McDonald's. The employee took a bite out of the sandwich upon starting his shift at the Marion County Jail, then placed it in a refrigerator in the break room. And then 7 hours later, forgotten he had taken a bite out of it and wrongly concluded the employee had tampered with his food because he is law enforcement. So, what I want to know is how do you get a McChicken? Take one bite of it, and then 7 hours later, think, I'm gonna reheat that.
I do not understand people in general. I remember, I think it was the first time Preston ever had an Italian beef sandwich. He ate half of it, and then we came back from drinking many hours later.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my sandwich is still here." And then he goes to eat it, and I go, "You don't want to like warm that up or anything?" No.
Was it in the fridge, or was it just sitting on the table?
I think it was in the fridge.
Okay, then there's nothing wrong with that.
It's so gross.
No.
Ew.
It's just I'm talking like
Earl used to fall asleep. We'd go to Burger King. He'd have a Whopper. He'd fall asleep with it. He'd wake up in the morning and go, "Oh,
free sandwich."
free sandwich."
Are you right there, champ?
All these cables.
Yeah, well, it's a new setup. We're trying to figure out the best layout for it. So there's a little bit of cables running everywhere.
God damn it.
Speaking of things running everywhere, you know these kids, how they run everywhere on Halloween? Mm-hmm. These sons of bitches running around going, "Give me candy, motherfucker." They don't say that, but in my head, that's what it sounds like.
I think it's pronounced trick or treat.
Yeah. That's what... Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Well, now there's an online petition proposing that we move Halloween to the last Saturday of October. Instead of having it on the same day it's been on since it fucking started, now we want to move it to the last Saturday of the month instead.
Some places just do that anyway, like mall or something like that. You can bring your kids to trick or treat.
Oh, sure, but those are businesses that are doing things their own way. They want an entire town. So they say more than 60,000 people signed the Change.org petition as of them writing this article. The goal is 75,000. The Halloween and Costume Association, which started the movement, called for a safer, longer, stress-free celebration.
I honestly don't care. I mean, no matter what, I try to find myself like not at home on that day because I'm the one closest to the door and nobody else is going to come and like open up the door. And you can't just leave the bowl out there because the kids will be like, "Meh." No,
you leave the bowl out there with a sign that says "Take one," but you don't put any candy in and think, "Wow, someone else must have stolen it right before you. Sorry." Someone else ruined your day.
Sitting there with my snack-sized Snickers.
Mm-hmm. In the window going, like, "Sir, we can see you with candy in there." No, sir, stop eating the candy.
You don't see anything. It's an aberration.
Okay, the aberration needs to give me a Kit Kat.
Woo!
Sir, I have a brick in my car. I'll throw it through your window.
Woo!
All right, Timmy, go get the brick.
No!
Get my throwing brick.
Go get my throwing
brick. Not my driving brick. That's the cruise control brick.
Right.
The company claimed there are more than 3,800 Halloween-related injuries each year, and 70% of parents don't accompany their children when they go trick-or-treating. Yeah, because they're not bitches.
Is it because it's a Thursday that they think that people are getting hurt?
I think they claim it's because it's if it's on a weekday,
right? You're
not going to be able to go trick-or-treating until the parents get home from work. So It's going to be at night. So it's going to be late, and you'll be running around, all dangerous. Like, instead of going at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, when everyone's all carefree, and obviously no one works on Saturdays, let's all just do this, because this is when it's easy.
I want it on the record that I don't care.
Okay, you are on the record as definitely caring.
I don't care.
You are signing the petition against the petition to move the dates of Halloween.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a petition to move the date of Halloween, which you say you are definitely against the idea of them being against it. So you are definitely starting the petition.
Honestly, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. You don't care about moving Halloween, but do you care about Instagram followers?
No.
You don't care?
I have an Instagram. I do not use it.
You don't care? I guess your name isn't Michaela Testa.
Not anymore.
She's an Instagram influencer.
Ugh.
Yeah, when Instagram decided to change their policy where they're going to hide likes from followers, so that way people don't have an unhealthy obsession over it. Basically, what the idea of hiding the likes is that if everyone looks at your profile, they won't see how many likes are on a picture, but you yourself will be able to see the likes. So I'm waiting for the sudden trend of people posting pictures of the likes they've gotten on pictures.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, thanks so much for my last post. I got all these love.
That likes equal love.
Well, it is a heart.
I mean, for people who aren't, loved in real life, they can get loved on Instagram.
Well, so Michaela Testa, she was crying her eyes out, claiming that she's suffering as a result of Instagram's decision to remove likes from users' profiles. Excuse me. But a lot of people aren't really agreeing. Like, you just need to shut the fuck up about your goddamn Instagram likes. That's not a real thing. Like, some people are saying that they mocked her emotional outburst, telling her to get a real job. Welcome to the real world. Get a life and a job while you're at it. Girl needs to get back in touch with reality. The basic kind of things of shut the fuck up, suck it up, grow up.
There you go.
The big three.
All the ups.
She has less than 50,000 followers on her 2 accounts. She took herself off the site for one day in protest after the platform announced it'd be removing likes.
Then she started to shake and.
She did it. She did it. Like, she did it as a one-day thing just to protest, not as a, I'm done with this. And then she was like, I'm so sorry, baby. I'll come back. She said that, she's like, if you think this is okay, you can fuck off. It's actually a sad day for those who have an Instagram as a job. Which she wrote to her 10,000 fans on Facebook. Yeah. I'm sitting here mockingly going, 10,000. I don't even have 10% of that.
Yeah. I'm
also not making it my job.
Do you think you could do that?
Be an Instagram influencer?
Yeah.
No.
How come?
Because I already get exhausted putting on a face for people in person.
True.
That if I had to do that every day.
Yeah.
I remember there was a story a couple of years ago where a woman kind of broke it down of, I was a lifestyle poster, she'd do posts pretty much daily, and she'd be going on these vacations where she's doing all this stuff, and it's why it might not be physically demanding at say working construction would be, it was mentally taxing her every day, whereas driving her insane.
Yeah. Because
she'd have to spend hours a day trying to get the one shot that she could post online to promote whatever brand that she was hired to promote, and all the photoshops and everything. You're supposed to make it look like you're just having fun, and this was a natural shot of oh, look how much fun I'm having. But reality behind the scenes is that was the only time I smiled all day, was when I had to take that fucking picture.
Right.
And it's it's easy to be dismissive and be well, then, get over it. But it is. It's advertising.
I thought about doing an improv page on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where I would do, because you learn something, every show you do, you learn something.
Yeah.
So
were you talking doing an analyzing one, or you want to upload shows, or
no? I was gonna I was gonna see about getting a little bit of footage throughout the thing.
Yeah.
And then afterwards do just a recap of what I did, and then be this is what I learned today from doing the show, and everything like that, and then try to incorporate it into sort of a, how can I improve this, or how can I, whatever. And then I just thought to myself, I do so many shows.
Right.
I don't think I want to, because what I have to do, I have to come home at midnight.
Right.
And then I'd have to, if a show on Friday, then I'd have to figure out a way to, then on Sunday, what do I put them together? And everything like that.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do everything from every. At this point now, we're just brainstorming this channel.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I don't think I'd want to.
I mean, I have ideas of how that could work.
Oh yeah, well, maybe we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will talk about it. But just as soon as I can take the headphones off, because I don't want Ghost Michael McDonald in my ear.
Stop
it. Stop being a ghost already, you son of a bitch.
Boo, 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 boo.
She said, "I'll put my blood, sweat, and tears into this for it to be ripped away.
Your blood, sweat, and tears?
My blood, sweat, and tears. It's not just me suffering, too. It's every brand and business I know." She doesn't know any brands.
No.
She's like, Instagram isn't even doing this for mental health. They're just doing it so they can control all engagement, so more businesses run their adverts through Instagram, essentially giving them more money. They don't care about your feelings.
If you were to become an influencer, what would you want to focus on? I mean, I already kind of know. If you were like pick something, I'd be like fucking beer.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could do, but it'd be like one of the.
Problem is, it's all very local and very.
Well, I mean, it could be local, but it's really easy to get beer from around the country and around the world.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that you have to like. I mean, you can always do. There's various channels for beer trading and stuff like that. So I can send local brews that are known across the country, but they aren't available. I could send that out to like, well, there's a couple beers in Florida that I want to get. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll send you a couple of these beers. You send me a couple of those beers. We'll call it a wash.
Right. Like you look at the guy that does hot ones.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean,
we kind of did that before, in a weird way, more of like a punishment.
Yeah, that was just kind of like, I just wanted to
try this sauce. Ugh.
Yeah, here, use this cocaine spoon that's in a bullet to try this hot sauce.
Right.
That had to ship back from the other side of the country.
And that guy's made a bunch of money.
Yeah, but he's also an insanely good interviewer.
Oh, sure.
Like it's not like he did it because he's like, man, I really like chicken wings. It's just like,
this is a vehicle.
It's like we want to have a show where we interview people, and wouldn't it be funny if it was spicy chicken wings? Like, get people out of their comfort zone. So it's like, yeah, have a thing where it's like, oh, you focus on a couple of beers. It's like, it'd be a good interview show with someone where it's like you can cut together a few things where it's like, we're going to sample these beers, and while we're drinking them, have an interview show. So by the end of it, someone's lit, and you can be like, tell me about the time you shit your pants. Like, I did it 2 days ago!
Did you see Ken Jeong's? Have you ever watched the show?
Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Every week.
Oh. So my favorite was Ken Jeong and Scarlett Johansson. Yeah? Yeah. I was just especially Ken Jeong. He's like, oh, fuck you. I hate this. I fucking hate all of it.
I was going to say, we're talking about shitting themselves. Bobby Lee actually shit himself on the show.
Yeah.
So, I thought that's where you were going with it. It's like, we're talking about shitting ourselves. Like,
other one was Gordon Ramsay. Like, watching Gordon Ramsay. He's like, I got it. I just got to walk away.
He brought a whole bag of tricks. All that hot sauce. It makes you want to blow up the world.
I know.
Okay, I won't.
Cool.
Because there are good people in the world. We go from an Irish adult that married ghosts to an Irish teenager who has won a global science award for removing microplastics from water.
Cool. So does that mean I could use straws again?
No, those are big plastics.
Oh.
Fionn Ferreira is the overall winner of the 2019 Google Science Fair, prestigious annual global science competition for students 13 to 18 years old. He was awarded a $50,000 award at a ceremony at Google International Headquarters. One of the 24 finalists chosen from a list of 100 regional entries. His project examined a new method for extracting microplastics, which are plastic particles less than 5 millimeters in diameter from water. Microplastics or microbeads are mostly used in soaps, shower gels, facial scrubs. So, like every time you're using like a soap or something, you feel like there's like a little bit of a graininess to it.
Right.
That little stuff is supposed to be used. It's like, oh, look how good and helpful it is for cleaning because it kind of is helping you scrub. But then that shit goes in the ocean and then it goes in the fish, and then we eat the fish with all this shit in there, and then we just poisoning ourselves in the long run just so that our cucumber scrub is just so good.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So he used ferrofluids, a combination of oil and magnetite powder and magnets to extract microplastics from water. And in 1,000 tests, he was able to remove over 87% of microplastics from water samples. So while everyone spends a lot of time fucking up the oceans,
right.
we at least got the next generation coming up trying to fix it.
Yeah, I don't. That's the hardest. The hardest part is like there's always this element of like hopelessness when it comes to like the environment.
Yeah.
But the people who are like the most involved in like destroying it, you got to think to yourself within the next 15, 20 years,
they're all gonna die anyway.
They're probably gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've got people who are like, cool. When they go, we can really start to like, you know, little bits here and there. That's one of the things that keeps me like positive about it. Is like, yeah, one day you'll be dead.
A lot of the people that are like, I don't understand why we have to get rid of straws are also the same people that are cool with their doctor smoking when they went to go see them.
But here's the thing about this is the one thing about the aspect of straws. The aspect of straws is, in my opinion, it's very much a way for like. Once again, it comes down to us to change, and not these gigantic corporations that are poisoning and dumping stuff.
We could literally never have a single plastic straw made ever again,
and we'd still be in the same position.
And it won't make a fucking.
So that's my always thing. That's my thing is we spend, you know, we've been trained to admonish each other and not the real people in charge. So I always say about the cookie analogy where there's a billionaire and then a person from the middle class, and the billionaire, like on the table is 1,000 cookies.
Yeah.
The billionaire takes 999 of them, and he goes, "Just so you know, an immigrant's coming for your cookie." And you're like, "Thanks, man. I'm gonna watch out for him." You know, it's the same thing. It's like we can blame each other, but we don't look at them. And meanwhile, there's someone that's like, "I'm gonna scrub the ocean. Deal with it."
I am fascinated. I have no idea how most of them work or anything like that, but I know one that like the boat. I think it was in Boston with the trash eating boat. It seemed like it was self-driven, and it would go through and scoops up all the garbage from the waterway.
Right.
That's just sitting there. It's like,
there's a guy that's skimming grids of the ocean right now, and he's just. Every now and again, a video comes across on Facebook where it's like, holy shit! Like this one guy like depolluted a lake. And he's like, if I could do this with this, then think about what I could do on a larger scale with the ocean.
Yeah, there was a hashtag that was around, started up a few months ago. I think it was like hashtag trash tag. Yeah. Whereas people just going around like, well, I'm going camping this weekend. I'm gonna bring a few extra garbage bags, and I'm just gonna clean the campsite.
Right.
It's not my responsibility,
but I'm gonna do it.
But I'm gonna do it because it's all of our responsibility.
Sure.
It's like you're not the person throwing your garbage out the window. Good. Continue to not do that.
Right.
But also, there's so many people that do that it actually affects all of us.
Right.
Even Michael McDonald's ghost.
Don't throw out the trash. Woo woo woo.
And that'll be it for this one.
Y'all recycle. I don't know about the recycling though. Sometimes I think recycling's bullshit because I've like woken up early when like the garbage men are coming.
Yeah.
And I used to like painstakingly sort everything, and then one day I walk out and the fucking guy comes up to the thing. He dumps my cans and he picks up my recycling bin and throws it in there.
Well, yeah, because they sort it at the plant. Like
Then why am I sorting it again? You're just gonna throw it in with the trash. No, because we have a recycling truck that comes around now here.
Yeah.
Oh. So I have two bins now, the big blue one and then the two green ones.
Right.
But I'm talking about back in the day when it was just like, I had the small recycling bin. Everything was like cans, bottles, cardboard.
Well, that's why
like,
stuff
just throw it in there.
They tell you can't throw certain things in there because it fucks with the sorting of it.
Well,
but yeah,
either way.
I don't. Yeah, well, sure, definitely fuck that guy. That piece of shit coming around and taking away your garbage when you're like, peasant, acquire my compost.
Put it in the right box.
The best one is when you go to like when you're at the mall or something and they have like a big bin with different holes. They'll say put glass here, plastic here, and you look underneath. It's just all the same bin.
All the same bin.
So it's like, yeah, you're doing your part. They're just gonna separate it later.
Don't worry about it.
I think it's more of a psychological thing of like, oh, I should put my glass in this thing.
Right.
Instead of just throwing it away.
Right.
It should go in the recycling.
Yeah.
Because if he says this is recycling, like, I'm going to throw whatever the fuck I want in here.
Puts us back to like square peg, square hole, round peg, round hole, triangle peg.
Yeah, and I just never learned the alphabet that way.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Tell them where they can find us online.
You can find us individually on my Twitter at Hungry as a Bear. You can find Patrick at Patrick Newson on TikTok.
That's me.
And you can follow the entire DVM Production Empire at the DVMPE. Find this podcast at Stupid Tweeting on YouTube, Stupid Talking Stupid, or you can go and it is finally fixed.
On Spotify?
On Spotify, everything has been fully updated, so it's not just a random amount of episodes with it choosing which ones it wants to show at any given time.
Well, that's good.
I've been trying not to shit talk it because I don't want people to be like, I don't want to look for it. If you look for it on Spotify now, it's finally fixed. Everything's right on there.
That's good.
You can check it out there. That's how you can get your friends to get sucked into listening to, because I feel like everyone that doesn't have an iPhone has Spotify, is what it feels like. It's not true, but that's what it feels like.
I don't have an iPhone.
Well, that's everyone in this room.
Perfect. Awesome. That's going to do it for this week. For Stupid Talking Stupid, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And we'll talk to you later.